What motivated this picture, this particular picture? Did you write it?
Yes, I wrote and directed this. In essence, I can't say I produced it because I don't take the producer credit, but I found the money, and I did almost everything that you could do. But I had a wonderful producer on this picture named George Willoughby, an Englishman, a very elegant, just a true gentleman. I don't know how else to describe George. And I loved him. He was great. Unfortunately, he passed away. He was an older man. But I don't know any of his other movies that he had done. He came through my friend Jerry, who put up the money for this. And Jerry Herod really was a mensch. When you ask someone to put up money to make a movie about two old Jews in Brooklyn, and you may never see your money back, he said, "Oh, we'll do it." And he was positive we were going to see the money. He was, and it wasn't until the distributor went under that I felt so bad. And then, like I said inside, he said, "Tell me, did your mother like it?" When I told him she loved the movies, so did mine. Let's eat,
So who saw this movie after it was made? Was it theatrically released?
It was theatrically released for about 3 days. And the problem was that this film was supposed to open in the end of September, beginning of October. And it didn't open until mid-December. I think it was December 17th. It was supposed to open in New York in the Baronet and Coronet theaters on 3rd Avenue and 59th Street. Perfect. Instead, because they had no money, the distributors, we had to move around the corner to what once was a Pussycat Theater. And they changed it to an art house and called it the Manhattan One, the Manhattan Two. But we were the first film in that, and it was pouring rain that night that the film opened. And it was a nightmare. It was a true nightmare that night for other reasons. And then so by Sunday it was gone, and had nothing to do with the box office. It had to do with the distributor.
Has this film been shown on home video since then?
It's never been on video. It's never been anywhere except I had the one print, and like I said inside, that was underwater, so you couldn't even look at it because my hot water heater flooded, broke, and so the whole print was under. But luckily it was wound pretty tight on the reel, and this distributor believed in it enough to have it restored without seeing it, because they were going on my word.
Why did you make this movie? This story?
My grandparents. Yeah, I grew up with my grandparents. I was very fond of them. Lords of Flatbush was about my youth in a motorcycle gang in Brooklyn, and this was about my grandparents. My second film this was my third feature. My second feature was a disaster, and not a total disaster, but it was a disaster. And I realized it was a movie I really didn't know the people. I was writing a film about Alaska and about the Alaskan pipeline, and Gladys Knight and her husband came to me, wanted me to do a movie, and I said, "Well, I'm working on this." They said, "Well, can you make this a woman?" And so suddenly everything started changing, from a white man to a black woman, and it kept going on. And suddenly it wasn't the movie that I had thought in my head. And there was a lot of problems shooting in Alaska. I mean, it's 35 below zero, so.
I just want to adjust an